Welcome to LivingFuelTV. I'm KC Craichy with special guest John Peterson. John,
brother,
welcome back.
Great
this has been a fun series, and I'm sure we've all learned a lot.
I had a great time.
Yeah, we're excited to be able to give this kind of information to our viewers. John, let's wrap this up by the nutrition piece. Now, we know now from the literature there's good research to show that nutrition is more important than exercise. Now, I know you have a life of exercise, but you also have a life of nutrition. When I say that, I don't degrade exercise in the least, because if you look at the benefits of exercise, there's almost nothing it doesn't do for you. You know, it's like if it were a pill, everybody would pay whatever it takes to get exercise.
Casey, as much as I agree with you, and I truly do, the fact is, if you don't fuel your body right, you'll come down with injuries that'll make it impossible to exercise, particularly joint, tendon, ligament injuries. You were talking about the tweaks. I talk to men every week that contact me that are nursing one form of an injury or another. And more often than not, it's because they're not fueling their bodies properly. And besides that, even if a person thinks they're fueling their bodies properly, the denatured food in the American society is so bad. I know you've recommended Food Inc. It's Food Inc., right?
Food Inc.
recommended
and,
that.
Fresh,
the movie.
In fact, we did a segment on that. People can look back on our site and find those segments. It's fascinating.
Both are fabulous documentaries, but the point is, in both documentaries, is that what we call food in our society really isn't. It isn't nourishing.
Yeah, it's true. You know, the thing that we discover every single day, something comes out in the literature about, you know, vitamin D is important for reduction of cancer risk, or vitamin C for this, or resveratrol does that, or CoQ10.
Yeah.
I mean, it's endless. It's an endless list. But the system that we came up with some time ago was that we are not arrogant to believe that we know everything there is about nutrition, because every day something new comes out that takes the science to new levels.
Yes.
Okay, but what we do know is that the body and food, there's an intelligence link between the body and food. We know that nutrients like resveratrol actually produce a positive genetic expression. Now, we already knew about the antioxidant capability of resveratrol, for instance, but the genetic expression, we know the same thing happens on omega-3s.
To boost the immune system itself. Yes.
Well, yes, to actually to make the body work at the basic level, not just a biochemical reaction like antioxidant or something like that. So the point is that the system that we came up with, we call the four corners of superfood nutrition, and essential nutrition is the core of that. So we know that there are 50 plus essential nutrients that are, they call them essential. They're all essential.
We know about.
But 50 plus we know you have to eat in order to get, with the exception of maybe sunshine can give vitamin D levels to a certain point, but now we're seeing that you can't even get enough that way for the most people. So the point that what we came up with, and this works for performance athletes, this works for weight loss, it works for whatever, is that the human body needs a constant supply of all known essential nutrients and conditionally essential nutrients, essential nutrients yet to be named, all these things that we don't even know about yet. So the only way to do that is to provide the highest, most bioavailable forms of everything we do know about, in addition to superfoods that, like broccoli, spinach, kale, spirulina, blueberry, strawberry, raspberry, cranberry, chia seed, rice protein, you know, all these things that have nutrients in it.
Which you, by the way, have in LivingFuel.
Yes, we do have those in LivingFuel. Okay. But our products basically are designed to be the most effective and convenient and cost-effective way to accomplish the system of nutrition that I'm describing here.
You bet.
And so you've been using our products for some time, and this philosophy obviously bodes well with your system.
Absolutely. And as a doctor of naturopathy, I recommend LivingFuel to people because it's the only way that I know of to get all of those super nutrients. If you were to go to a grocery store and buy these individually, you'd be spending a fortune. If you could get them. But most people don't. Right. And they can't get it organic. You've done a great service in creating Living Fuel. I take it every day. In fact, I'm going on a fast, Living Fuel fast for 10 days. That will be what I'm consuming 6 times a day. And by the way, when I've done it before, I feel like I'm made out of steel. It feels great.
John, I think you are made out of steel.
Well, I'll tell you what, though, we were talking about the overweight epidemic in America today. I'm convinced that a lot of this is the same thing that happens to animals, a condition called pica with farm animals, where they'll eat and eat and eat because they're not getting any nutrients out of the food.
Right.
Now we see, all right, 33% of all Americans are overweight, and according to the CDC, 34% are obese. Okay, you add the two together, that's 2/3 of all Americans. Right. Why are they eating, and what's going on? I'm convinced they're not getting any real nutrients from the food.
That's true. You know, it's so true. The Performance Institute in London came out with a report last year that showed athletes being the fastest growing segment of the malnourished population. See, if you don't have any, if you have missing any of these essential nutrients, eventually death is the result. And so people are they have more food than they need and less nutrients than they need. So they're getting macronutrient satisfaction, but not the essential and the micronutrients. So it is really a critical issue, and people are feeling bad and degrading in certain areas because they're not feeling the needs. They're just eating filler foods and not nutrient-dense superfoods. So we're definitely in agreement there. You're living proof of it, and we appreciate your support of Living Fuel. And
thank you.
And thank you so much for all that you've shared with us today and over the past few weeks. And
I'm looking forward to doing this more often.
Oh yeah, we'll do it more often. God bless you, John. Thanks for coming.
God bless you, brother. Thank you.
We hope you enjoyed it, and we sure wish you super health.